Yes, the public is, they're cheering in the rafters. Well, welcome everybody. The meeting of the Santa Barbara County Landmarks Advisory Commission will begin on February 9th, 2026 at 4 minutes after 10, almost on the dot. I wanted to begin by expressing my appreciation to all of you who faithfully come. I mean,
Sorry, that was the live. That was a YouTube stream. Delay.
in any case, express my appreciation for all of the commissioners who come religiously every month, and particularly those who drive over the hazardous pass, and those who wiggle through the grade and Gaviota Tunnel. And I really appreciate this because as a retired male, is one thing that gets me out of bed and dressed and whatever else, at least once a month. So I appreciate that. We I guess we'll call the roll.
Rob Knight, 4th District.
Karen Steinwach's 3rd District.
Howard Watosh, 5th District.
Keith Kaufman Gray, 1st District.
Sheila Snow, 1st District.
Randy Melcombe, 5th District.
Ronald Nye, at large. So we move on. I can find my place. Do we have anyone who cares to speak from the public on any issue that is not on the agenda?
Mr. Chair, we have received no letters and we have nobody in our attendees column. No public comment.
Okay, thank you. Minutes. I guess we're going to be, I keep remembering that we had a little hiccup with the last one of the minutes of a prior meeting that we needed John Villareno to
Yes.
give us a high sign on the wording. And so he cannot be, well, I don't know, he can be here electronically, but I don't know if that counts. Excuse me. I think, I don't even remember which minutes it was.
It was the approval of the November 10th, 2025 minutes.
We tabled it because we needed something from John.
Yes, it was clarification on his comment for the website design on whether or not ideally HLAC would prefer to build out from scratch to cut down costs. That was the comment that we were trying to clarify, whether or not to build it out from scratch or to build it out from scratch to cut down costs. I think that was what we were.
Yeah. And so I guess we just table it again till next time to get this to go forward.
Gotcha.
Howard, do you have a?
Yes. Did you send the minutes of
electronically, but it wasn't mailed out to you. They were not mailed. They're January 12th, yes. The minutes are in the box folder right now.
Because that what, they weren't distributed? Oh,
And also because of the,
Howard, your microphone's off. Your microphone's off?
okay, I'm sorry. So, because we do not have the minutes of November in which Mr. Valerino was going to make comments, and because we have not received the minutes for January 12th, 2026, I move that we table the item 3 minutes to the following meeting, next meeting, when we will have a chance to make those comments and to review the minutes before we approve them.
do we need a vote on that? Or just,
I just have a
Yeah.
comment.
oh, okay, sorry, go ahead.
I say that's fine, but I do know that Jonathan Martin did send out the link with all the materials that you could have clicked on and then pulled it up, and that's what he's doing now. If it's a very small agenda and you want to save postage and money, he's doing the link, and when you pull it up, you'll see the box that you see on the screen right now, and then you just click on whatever one, and if it says a file, then you know there's something in it. You click on it and you read it, and the minutes were in there that he sent. But I understand if you did not get it, we can always postpone it and, come back next month for the final approval.
Want to maybe poll the members and see if they've had a chance to read the minutes of 12th?
Sure.
I have not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's why I say I'm fine with postponing it, but I just explaining that he does send out the week before the agenda, the minutes. Sometimes the budget isn't in there till the very last minute, but if you go back the day before, all of a sudden it will be in there because he adds things as he gets them.
Okay.
And that's standard procedure now, right?
Yeah, standard procedure. And I will send you an email if I do send out a paper packet to each of your addresses.
Please don't send them to me. They don't fit in my post office box.
Yes.
Another option would be to read the minutes right now. If they're not that long, I mean, that's what some commissions do, but we don't have to.
I mean, I do have comments. I could do
I do too,
comments, and then
yeah.
other people could be reading at the same time, add comments as they do it.
Okay, let's see if, Howard, are you all right with reading, or do you want to?
I want to say that I did open up the folder
Yeah.
when it was sent. And I did not see the minutes in the folder, and I see them there now. So I'm just wondering if they were added subsequent to my first viewing, and therefore I missed them.
Oh, that's possible. That's
I
possible.
could just, Howard, Commissioner Wojtaszek, I have to say, when he first sent the email to me, I didn't have the link, so I had to email him back to resend the link. But it could have been my email too.
This is,
Oh, I didn't get it either.
this is interesting because when I did click on the file folder to open it up, it said it could not do it. And so, in several of the documents, there's a little square on the right where you have to click in the square before it opens it up. And mine didn't do
What
that.
I've learned, if you look on the very right, it says file. A lot of times when it's sent at the beginning, he doesn't have the information yet. It will say 0 file. If it says 0 file, then it will be blank.
There's a little nuance
Yeah.
subtlety there with how to,
But I did have to ask him to resend the link because for some reason I did not get it on his first email.
other than that, I'm okay with reading the minutes and dispensing with them today.
Well, the other option is kind of wishy-washy, but we could, those of us who have comments can go ahead and give them now so we can get those corrections and then finish off next time. Too many options, but that's a thought.
I'm okay with that.
All right, why don't you go forward? Let's do as many of these edits as we can now and have that part done. Commissioner Kaufman-Gray.
Okay, I have a few. Most of when I do edits to minutes, I usually look at what I said because I don't always remember what other people said. So
All
most
the
of this stuff
egocentric things I've heard.
is what I said.
Mhm.
So on the second page on district reports, number 7, The first sentence I'd like to change to Commissioner Kaufman Gray followed up on the request to have the, and then continue, 125th anniversary booklet from the All Saints by the Sea Episcopal Church. And then cross out was requested, put on our county website. So it'd be Commissioner Kaufman Gray followed up on the request to have the 125th anniversary booklet from the All Saints by the Sea Episcopal Church put on our county website, period. And then the next sentence would be, get rid of the and. The church will look for permission from the author and will get back to Commissioner Kaufman Gray, period. So that's my change for that first bullet.
Sounds like you ought to forward that to him.
Yeah.
So he'll get the,
I have the recording too, so it'll be fine.
oh, okay.
And then the second bullet point is Commissioner Kaufman Gray presented the Pearl Chase Society January newsletter, and then insert, which had an article, and then continue on the Camel Ranch house, which should be capitalized, Camel Ranch, and then put in the, between an and adjacent, and the adjacent Red Barn owned by UCSB. I'll reread that. Commissioner Kaufman Gray presented the Pearl Chase Society January newsletter, which had an article on the Camel Ranch house and the adjacent Red Barn owned by UCSB.
Perfect.
Does that make sense?
May I insert quickly that that's Campbell.
Campbell, okay.
Yeah, I caught the first one, but I didn't get the second.
It's kind of cute, Camel, but yeah, capital Campbell, capital R, capital H. That's actually still a landmark on our list.
And Chase should be capitalized to see.
And then the third bullet point, first sentence is fine. As you're going through the first sentence, I'll just read it. In the past, HLAC formed a subcommittee for a search for County of Santa Barbara landmarks without placards. The Campbell Ranch House was one location with a placard. It does have a placard. So it should be changed without to with a placard.
Yeah.
That has fallen disrepair. And then the the fourth bullet point, Old Coast Highway nomination, should be the Old Coast Highway nomination is still in progress. Period. Amber Long is almost finished with the nomination, but has encountered challenges gathering. So put a period after process and then start a new sentence with Amber Long is almost finished. That way we know, puts in who's actually. And then one last thing on under public comment for standard agenda, item 8 would be the last page. Under HLAC comments, it has Chair and I presented. It was Commissioner Kaufman Gray presented.
Yep.
That's my thing.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other suggestions or?
Jonathan, number 8 there, I don't think John Villarino is 3rd district. I think he's 4th.
He is 4th district. Thank you.
What was that change? Did you say? The mic is kind of echoey here.
John is 4th district, not 3rd.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you all. My comments were already addressed. Howard, any thoughts? I don't know how I got that. It's as chair, I get that. I think I get drafts of things sometimes. Yeah. All right. And I guess we need to wait for John to be here officially before we can address that other thing.
Well, these minutes state that you already approved the November minutes. So it looks like you already approved the November minutes.
I think that's incorrect, because I
Because if I'm,
remember we tabled it.
then I'm sorry, I might be remembering differently because I thought we did approve it with just the clarification from John about the comment. So I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what we approved.
that's what, so we did
With the
approve the
clarif-
November minutes with John Villarano's clarification on whether or not.
Yeah, that, you're right.
Yeah.
It would, so
Um,
we didn't, well, but it still was tabled, so. it was-
But yeah, so was was the comment tabled or were the entire minutes tabled?
Yeah, but he's unofficial online, unfortunately.
We can't.
So, yes,
Clarification,
yes.
because I thought John was supposed to just contact Jonathan outside of the meeting anyway. So why would something, if he's online right now, why would that be unofficial, even though
I know,
it's supposed to contact him outside the meeting? It doesn't make sense. Why
well,
can't we just hear from him and
our,
get this to rest?
our council can address that.
So these minutes that you're looking at right now from January, they say that the minutes from November 10th were approved. So
You want to leave it,
I don't,
let it stand?
yeah, I don't think it's not even on the agenda for now to be
Yeah,
considering the minutes from November.
I thought, I didn't see it, but I thought we could fold it in. Uh, What do I know? Okay. So let's consider those approved and move forward. And are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable and I have other comments.
Okay,
I'm good with the comment.
so we need, thank you, Howard. We need a move.
Edited.
I'll second.
So
Amended, yeah.
Howard, do you want to withdraw your motion? Because you had made a motion earlier.
Was it seconded though?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was seconded. First emotion.
Okay, can we just have a group vote, or does it have to be individual? I've already forgotten that.
I do believe that we had two commissioners absent from the last hearing.
Oh,
We had Karen absent and Rob absent, so they will have to recuse, but everybody else, we can do a roll call vote.
okay. Roll call. Here we go.
Abstain.
Abstain.
Approve.
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 I,
And myself, aye. Okay.
Oh, it was Sheila.
Yeah, maybe we should take a 5-minute break. Uh, Staff update. Is there a staff update from our in-person staff or anyone else?
No staff update from this side.
All right, thank you. Chair project discussion, that's me. I wanted to just say a couple words about the Old Coast Highway nomination, which is old in more ways than one. So Keith and I did a peer review and suggested a couple changes from Amber Long, who said she was happy to do it. And she was even going to, on her way back from somewhere down here, she was going to drive by just to confirm a couple small issues. And the plan is for us to review that and approve it at the March meeting. So that's where, this is just an update on that. Yep,
And we will receive copies of that.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Great.
yeah. There were a couple sentences that we asked to be changed and a couple other details. Secondly, I just wanted to update folks, the Barnsdall Rio Hondo gas station. Got a picture of that, maybe one of the ones that we used before. Oh, there you go. Just for those who, I don't think any of us need to see that again, but that's been under review by the city of Goleta because they're going to both totally revamp the, not the gas station, but the golf course and golf clubs and all the buildings and all the landscape. I know some, which is part of this parcel. It's owned by Mr. Beanie Baby. So this is one of his prized things that he owns. And but to his credit, he has hired the best historians and architects, and they have come up with a pretty darn good plan for this gas station to save it from disintegrating in front of our eyes. And I went to the design review board a few days ago to see the presentation. And I think they've got some issues with the golf course proposal, but that really doesn't concern us so much as the structure here, the gas station. And I really couldn't find any fault with what they're doing. It's a very, very detailed and delicate restoration of that building, plus adding a new building off to the east of this, which will be subservient and made a contributor to this building. It won't be mimicking the exact style in any way. So that was just the update. Howard?
Can you say that the work proposed in this project is a restoration and or rehabilitation of the gas station in accordance with the standards of the Secretary of the Interior, or is this just a general?
No,
enough?
it's in accordance, and you could go online to the city of Goleta's website and find the plans pretty easily. The level of restoration to a 1929 building that's been neglected literally since that time is incredible. And because it was post Hazeltine who insisted on it's top to bottom restoration, but it is a rehabilitation too, and it does meet Secretary of Interior standards.
It does.
Oh, by all means, it's one of the nicer proposals you'll ever see.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm always a kind of scrutinous person on,
Yes.
is there language in the plans that says it shall be restored to the standards? Or is that just talked about? Hand waving type?
Well, it's being thoroughly reviewed on those issues. The number of architectural pages is stunning, and the detail is there. But I invite you to bore in on it. If you were to, I'm sure the post Hazeltine report is online also, which will indicate that this project can go forward con- um, following the following requirements about the tile and the concrete and, restoring the woodwork, tile, just every possible detail has been ticketed for restoration at great expense.
This is the city of Goleta.
Well, yeah, since it's in this, unfortunately, it's not under our purview now. But it certainly is of interest to us since it is a landmark, county landmark as well as a city landmark. And the last thing I'll say on that, it is going before the Goleta City, what's it called? The Historic Preservation Commission this month on the 26th. You can tune in online. So, all right,
I'm good with
move
that.
along. Okay.
Applications.
That's all I have for updates. We're moving along to budget, and I defer to Keith on the budget. How are we doing, Keith?
I think, well, as you can see, first of all, Jonathan, we still need to change the expenditure timeline. Under what has been spent, it should always say whatever month this is the end of, because I just guessed that this is the end of January instead of 6/30/2026. Maybe though that date range should be moved over for budget, or, you do have fiscal year 2025, 2026 on that column. Maybe if you want to put the exact, what are the dates of fiscal year there, but then always have through that. But I assume this is through the end of January. So as you can see, 59% has elapsed for the year, and we have only spent 42%. But as you know, we have some big projects that haven't been paid yet, one being the Old Coast Highway, and the other being the website when we send it to the county to be done. So we do need that money for that. So but planning and staff support, we're actually 54% against 59% elapsed. I think I've never seen that under in quite a few years. So, but so we're in good shape. And thanks. And I noticed the travel. People have been putting in their travel reimbursement, so it's good to see a number. So we're not have surprises at the end of the year with a bunch of money.
I'll chime in on Old Coast Highway since we've been working with Amber. She has submitted her pretty much final invoice for the bulk of the amount, and that's has been processed or is being processed by the county. But there may be one or two more hours on that, but we have the money there. Any other questions or thoughts? Okay, moving along to district reports.
I've got something.
Yes.
Your district report. I decided that I wanted to visit all the landmarks. So I started researching, organizing. We've got 57 plus the 6 trails, correct?
I hope so. I don't know that.
Into 19.
Okay.
But in my research, I noticed that there's no number 45 on the website.
Okay.
So I wonder if any of the longstanding commissioners might know what's going on with landmark number 45. Jonathan, I don't know if you can look at the website and see if I'm correct on that.
Absolutely. Bring it up right now.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Knight, for your detailed examination. We need more of that, and we're going to be on that topic in a couple minutes here.
I recall there was one situation where it was a timing issue. One went to the board and wasn't approved at the board, and another one was approved. I don't remember all the details, but that might be why.
Okay. Well, I suppose next, well, we don't have to debate this now, but
Well,
I suppose,
It's like the trails, unfortunately, the numbers are not in sequential order, you know, the trails don't have numbers. So it's it's just a matter of.
yeah, yeah, it might be easier to live with this than to try to, I mean, the next one, the next nomination that comes along, we could give it 45, but that was mess up our historic.
It'd be nice to know why. Put in there, number 45 does not exist in explanation.
I thought it might be the Moody Cottage that got destroyed, but Moody Cottage is still there, number 50.
What we do in the, Chair,
Yes.
what we do in the architectural business when we have a schedule of an item which is either changed or deleted or whatever, we say not used. Not used, so that item 47 or whatever it is, not used, other than, so it's a Parker. You can always use it again, but at the moment it's not used.
Well, if that's important to this commission, Mr. Knight.
I'm sorry if I opened a can of worms, but
Yeah, you did it again. Yeah. That's anything else you discovered in your research? Okay. Great, thanks. Okay, Mr. Witosh.
I offer this not as a sort of chiseled in stone, but it's like it allows fluidity. It allows potential change in the future, which may be handy. If it is unnamed, it has, and 47 has just never been assigned, well, okay, then we'll just keep it open. So we do assign number 47. Is the sequence of important? I mean, could it be?
Well, some people on the commission think it is important because it indicates, gives you an idea of when things were landmarked or whatever. And, you know, I would like us to acknowledge that particular date somewhere on maybe on our new map, when something was landmarked is that's important. It's good to yes, Mr. Kaufman, great.
This whole sequence that you see in front of us, when we change over to the maps system, it will be a mute point because it will just be the dots on the map that you click, it tells you about what that is. So not having a number 45 will just, you know, it won't be there, but it's like, it's not going to be a list that people can say, why isn't that there? It's going to be a whole different look.
so it never existed. Oh, we didn't lose one that was designated.
Well,
Well, we're going to keep
we're
the
gonna look into
number.
that. We'll look into
We're going
that.
to keep the numbers, I think. You know, some of us might miss that list though that we're looking at in some version of that. It still could be good to have.
Yeah, we might need to discuss that.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I mean, I would suggest after the trails thing that there might be a 45. We just don't know that
Got
it,
lost.
yeah. I wouldn't just,
Yeah, because that was in the 70s, right? When they,
well, it's right before Maddie's Tavern, so, and it's after Sisquoc Store.
that's a good point. Maybe we could pop the trails, put all trails. We were giving them independent numbers though, weren't we? Oh, didn't we? Oh.
No, originally the trails all had individual numbers, but then you remember, they never were recorded, so all the numbers after that were assigned to the trails got assigned to other landmarks. So that's why we put them up there without any numbers, because the numbers that are in the original nomination are used by others.
Maybe we should, continue this further, not necessarily here. But we do have the map on our agenda coming up, and if someone wants to address that further. And I see John is still standing by patiently.
You want me to do my district report?
Yes, please. Thank you. Mr. Kaufman Gray.
I just have a quick district report this month. I just want to give you an update on the All Saints by the Sea Episcopal Church. As you remember, at the minutes for the last meeting, we talked about wanting to put the booklet on it, and I mentioned that I was waiting for a response from the church. Jonathan, if you could pull that back up where we were. We were just there. So they got back to me after the last meeting, and the author of the stained glass booklet was very happy to give permission to have it put on our website. So Jonathan I went ahead and emailed Jonathan to go ahead and have it done. So Jonathan, show him how the link is on the first page before you get to that, just so they can see how it is right now. What you just showed before with the list of all the landmarks, because it shows you currently how it is. Of course, everything might change, and when we go over to the system. So what Jonathan did, or whoever did it at if you look under for All Saints by the Sea, there's actually two links now. One is for the actual nomination, and then the other one is for the stained glass. So all the person has to do is click on the stained glass link. And then the booklet comes up exactly as you saw it when I passed it around. So that's now on the county website. So anyone wants to know about All Saints, they can also learn about the Saints.
And who was the person who put together this item?
Let's see. It's on the very front page. If you scroll down. Yeah, Jackie Reed. Jacques. So that's my report. So that's all taken.
Okay, was there something else? Am I imagining
Well,
that?
I can also, this is more of a committee report, not a district report, but I know that the committee that looks into future landmarks, we always meet at the first of the year. I've been meaning to send out an email to work on that so we can sit down and have a work. I know it's Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Nye, myself. I don't think so. I think we never did. We just kept it free. So anyway, we're going to go over hits and misses because there's some things that we thought we were going to try to do and it's kind of dead ends, but then there's other places that we might go. And this is a good time for any commissioner. I know Commissioner Witosh has a potential grant, that would be something that email any progress on that, just so that we can look at anything in the county that we're kind of thinking of. Like I say, there's a lot of dead ends right now. It's very difficult, but we're still trying. So that's that.
Good idea. And last time this committee met, it was at a winery. Can we do that again? That was a lot of fun.
Once it was 2 years ago, was what, at the Lake Achuma Park.
Yes.
And then
So
we have to meet at a potential landmark.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. We are back to item number 8, the Royal Hondo Bridge placard placement. I'd like to finalize this today, and I think all of us share that feeling. It's been quite an effort to figure out what to do, and just to summarize where we are, we were debating where to put the plaque that we've had made for, there we go, for this landmark. And there was a consensus on the commission that we should place it not at the site that's in your view now, but quite a ways away down by the bridge itself. But as we discussed, putting it down by the bridge involved finding ourselves a boulder and having it delivered up there and then getting clearance from exactly where to place it down by that bridge from Caltrans. I've subsequently consulted with another landscape professional who basically said what the first one said to me, was that we're talking about a few $1,000s to have to buy a boulder, have it shipped up in a large vehicle, and they'll need a second piece of machinery to take it off and move it around as needed. And it's 30 miles away from Santa Barbara. So I just think that's not something we can do. We don't have the budget, and we have a good option, which Caltrans has already signed off on if we want to do it. Could we see that first image again? There we go. One of those boulders there, right where all the other plaques are, would be the most efficient and cost, whatever the word I'm trying to say is, the best cost option. And I would like to see this commission approve that option here today, or and discuss, or if we want to. That would be something to discuss here today, so we can get this done. Again, it is a brass plaque, and putting it up near where all the other tourist items are, where it might attract more people, is also likely to save it from vandalism, which I've been told is a real issue up there. So, I mean, even there it could be endangered. So who would like to jump in? Yes. Pardon me.
Which is the boulder?
Well, I think try another.
There's actually two, and I want, the one you just saw was the original one that we kind of thought you can see. Okay, well, Jonathan, go back to that picture. No, go back to the very first one with all the two people standing. Okay, I'll give you perspective. Okay, so if you look to, I mean, when you see the close-up, you can see there's a water fountain. That's where Commissioner Snow is standing. To the right, there's a bench, and if you're looking at the bench, to the left of it is this upstanding boulder. Now, Caltrans first said that they thought that would be a good option, but they also mentioned the second option, which would be, we'll go to the next picture again. So this is a close-up of the, well, no, that's the third picture.
That is it.
No, there it is. So that's a close-up of the upstanding one. Now the picture, and you can see there's the telescopes there. Now, you can't see it on this picture, but there's another boulder behind it, which, Jonathan, you can go to the next picture again. There. And they just mentioned that they were open to the low boulder. The idea was people like to look down, and they could look down and then see the plaque. Now, I personally didn't agree with that, but those are like two options that they're giving us that they would like where the plaque to be. And it's near the bench. But the whole idea of the lower boulder, they said, is, when people are in wheelchairs and stuff, they could look down, or when they're sitting down, you would see it. They said some people, I don't know I really don't understand the logic on this. I always like on a wall or, but anyway, those are the two option boulders. And the one on the left has a nice flat surface. So the cost of having it installed probably would be less, sanding and stuff. Now, I just want to mention to everybody that we have not gone to the next step with Caltrans. I've been waiting until we decide where we want this place. Because the next step is we have to contact Caltrans, which I do have the contact, the person there, to find out about the encroachment permit that we will have to do. And we still don't know how much that will be. As you know, we have to do that through the county of Santa Barbara for the Cold Springs Bridge. So our next option is there will be a cost. Maybe we can get them to waive the cost. But even after we decide where we want to put this plaque, we're not just going to put the plaque up. We now have to go to Caltrans to get through the process of filling out an encroachment permit, which if it's anything like the county of Santa Barbara, it's very long and convoluted. But we're hoping that since we have such a good relationship with the state of California and Caltrans, that they could help us through the process. But just to let you know that whatever we decide today, there's still this other process that has to be done, and there might be a cost, which we won't know until after. Because I didn't want to confuse the situation, ask her about all of this before we decided where we want.
Looking at that lower, smaller rock, there is kind of a crevice there just to the left of that yellow marker. Maybe could, a plaque could sit. I'm not sure. But the other thing about the height, it's got to be so many inches off off the ground. And that's a state law requirement for ADA purposes in terms of how low or how high. And we'll have to, I've written it all down somewhere, but that'll have to be reviewed. So any comments, suggestions of? Okay, Randy.
It was discussed about eclampus vitus, maybe helping out and doing some stealth work. Has that been discussed?
Yes, I did talk to Neil Graffey, and you might remember that when I asked him about the process of putting up plaques, and he said, well, we like to do it in the dead of night. And and I'm sure that's true. They're kind of a renegade outfit. And, I don't know if they've done any plaques recently, but they have a contractor apparently in town who he's a building contractor who he didn't give me his name, who handles their plaques. And I followed up and asked for the name and contact of him, and I haven't received it. This has been quite a while. So, and Neil indicated he might be willing to help us out.
All right, well, yeah, you know what? I will unapologetically say that I like this route better to try and pursue this, because this whole process is just ridiculous, getting approvals and stuff, and it's just putting the plaque in the right place near the bridge where it should be, and having Caltrans say, well, we got to do this, or you're going to have to pay thousands of dollars just to do this. I'm thinking, you know what? Stop being jerks, guys. So, and if we can get this done, and if they want to really fight it and say, okay, we're going to move it, if you put it down, if another organization is willing to help out, I think let's go that route.
saying to put it down below by the bridge.
Definitely.
Okay, go ahead, Sheila.
Well, going back to the other, the tall rock is, if you go back to the first photograph with me, you can see how high it is. Not very high. I would like it down by the bridge, but most people stop and they look at all, just like those two gentlemen in that photo. They stay there. They don't walk down to the bridge. When we were there, we were the only people walking down to the bridge. If you put a plaque there about the bridge, they may want to see what they're looking at when they're looking at a plaque. That is just my, if it's already been pre-approved with Caltrans. Look, it's not a very high walk. It's only waist high. So it would be good for someone in a wheelchair. It has a flat surface. It's actually the one that's hidden behind it. You wouldn't see it when you're looking at all the other, the display up there, that semicircle. So it would, if you walk over, you'd look at it, and then you could look up and you'd be looking right at the bridge, and you could wander down the road. It might be an incentive to actually look at the landmark. That's my thought.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kaufman Gray? Oh, you wanted to say something?
I mean, it would be ideally nice to have it down by the bridge, but I just think with the costs that, Chair Nye has been looking into, we're looking at $2,000 plus. That's just for the boulder and stuff. That's not in addition to what we might have to pay for a encroachment permit in California. So, just looking at money-wise, saving money for the county, unless we just keep the plaque in Jonathan Martin's office and put it on the wall there, I think we should go ahead and try to do the least amount. And, this is not the ideal situation, but as was discussed many meetings before, all these placards that you see there, the very far right one is of talking about Arroyo Hondo Bridge. So they'll see the history of Arroyo Hondo Bridge. They can see the plaque, and then that might give them incentive to go down to the bridge and actually look at the bridge. I'm looking at this as a financial thing, and of course, a time thing too. That let's just take I like the taller one next to the bench.
Thank you. Mr. Witosh, do you have a comment?
So rather than look at this as a right or wrong situation and or a cost more, cost less situation, I would like to look at this from the standpoint of how do humans behave, and then let us be the designers of that behavior. So when you approach this array of panels and you see all in one place, humans will go and say, oh, this is interesting, look at this one here, and eventually they'll look at the Hondo Bridge there, not plaque, the interpretive sign. And then they'll look, and because of the view, the large boulder to the right is the closest to the interpretive plaque. It is also visible from the parking area as people approach this array of panels and the view, and they get the message. And then if they want to satisfy their curiosity, there is curiosity, they can walk down to the bridge and experience the bridge. That does not say that the immediate gratification of going down to the bridge and seeing the plaque and the interpretive sign and having it all down there wouldn't be a good solution. But it's an opportunity to actually get all this information in one place, visible to people approaching the place, and then learning about the bridge, and then saying, oh, okay, I'm curious, let's go down and see the bridge. And they can retain the information. This is not right or wrong. This is maybe the way a lot of people would experience this, could experience it. And we are simply providing that opportunity. And as people do this more and more and more, that becomes the pattern. Rather than having all this display here, and then over here we have this one unique sign all by itself for one area. That's one way of thinking about it. And I say it's not a right or wrong, not a cost-based thing, maybe the way people could experience this type.
Very good, thank you. Ms. Steinwach.
I would like to make a motion, we put the plaque on a big boulder.
Any further discussion?
Before we do that, we just want to make sure we do public comment
Oh,
for this item.
I am making a call for any public comment.
No letter submitted and nobody in our attendees column.
Thank you for catching that every time. So what discussion do we have further on this? Okay. Mr. Randy, yeah.
Just one last perspective on this. We all have name plaques. They're all in front of us. Now, if we jumbled them up, nobody knows who we are. They think whoever name plaque is in front of them is, and it doesn't make sense, right? You have a name plaque. Well, the name plaque for the bridge should be next to the bridge. Some person who doesn't know the area, who's foreign to this area and who just comes by, drives along, pulls out and sees this area, says, okay, well, maybe they'll see a little plaque on this big rock, if that's where you want to put it, and say, okay, well, there's the bridge. I don't see a bridge. Okay, whatever. No one's going to be inspired by it just to go walk down because they don't know where the bridge is. It may say that it's somewhere close by, but you know, it's for people that's going to take the time to walk around a little rest stop and, you know, oh, they might follow across the bridge. And when they see the bridge, they don't know the name of it. It's not there. Maybe they saw it on the rock, but they're not going to put two and two together. It's just not right. And I can't be in favor of this. There must be a better way. I think there's a better way, but putting it on this rock in there is not right.
Thank you.
Well, one thing about the rock is that you look at that photograph, look at the cars. That's where you park. You turn off the highway. They've reworked every. Oh, if you really want to see it, go by and look at it because they've re-engineered the turnoff and all that. And our cars are on the bridge side. So when you park to get out to look at the semicircle, if you read from left to right, you're going to wind up at the boulder before you go back to the cars. The bridge is actually like 100 yards beyond. I mean, it's down a hill. So no one usually, except for the surfers going down there, they don't often walk down there. That having it there going back to the car, they're going to look straight down the drive towards the bridge. That may be the incentive to get them to walk. I don't know if they even would walk down there if the sign was there at the bridge. And we have the problem, we don't want to put it on the bridge. There's no boulder. There's a lot of graffiti down there on everything. I mean, I don't know, that to me, this seems like the kind of a logical place. And I like your point that it is in front of the bridge, but you've just read about it on that last placard. That right at the bottom, it's like one of the last things. Then you have the rock, then you have the walk down. I mean, it's at least a football length, right? It's at least 100 yards to get down. It might even be longer. That might be the incentive.
Yeah, but if you see a sign that says the Arroyo Hondo Bridge, okay, where's the bridge? Okay, I don't know what that.
Well, you can see it from the rock.
Yeah, but it's way down there. Close is not close enough is what I'm saying. It's in the vicinity, but if it's not right next to it, it's not going to identify it. There's no identifier at the bridge that, oh, this is what the plaque means. From the perspective of somebody who does not know the area at all, they're not going to put two and two together. And so you're not really wanting to encourage people to go see the bridge with the plaque. It's just you're identifying a landmark. Whoever wants to go and see it. It's not like a tourist attraction that, hey, come see this bridge and here's the plaque and there's the bridge over there. No, it's not like that. For me at least, you're just identifying a historic landmark for the people who want to see it, who want to take the time to go and see it. So all this overthinking of, I like to cut costs, and I think that if Eclampus Vitus is willing to help out, I would really like to go that route instead and put the plaque in the right place to identify the bridge.
Well, I'd also be concerned about liability for the county because you're putting a county landmark sign with the pirate, I mean, you're just sticking it up on a state
Oh, well.
agency. I don't know. I mean, Ann might be able to talk. I mean,
Oh,
it would
what-
be kind of.
No, I get what you're saying, but this is really just stupid. We can't control Caltrans. They're going to do what they're going to do. And if they want to fight it and move a big boulder because we had somebody else put it there, then they're going to do it. But I think this is just a lot of red tape that they want us to jump through, and it's just really stupid.
Okay, thank you for that. One thing we all might not be considering is because the pullout, the off ramp and the driveway and the pullout is all new and repaved and bright and shiny. And the only access to this site is southbound on 101. So you are forced, when you pull off to the right, the driveway takes you right next to the bridge practically. I mean, you have an opportunity to see a bridge there before you come up. Yeah, before you come up to the more tourist-friendly area. But this actually is what is the reality is where Sheila is standing is pretty much what we thought we could put a boulder, and you can see that it would require some grading. Would have to be up above that curb, and yeah, it would be near the bridge. That would be a benefit, but it would seem to me that the costs might be the more important issue here rather than purely historic preservation. But Howard Witosh, you have a comment?
Well, I think the argument for having something next to the bridge is very strong. And I have had a second thought after this first thought of human behavior of maybe rather than putting the plaque, which is our plaque, a bronze plaque on the boulder, is to pin mount it to the stones directly under the interpretive sign. So they make the connection that what is being talked about in the interpretive sign is, and also this is a landmark. Two things at one time. So then I would say, let's have secret meetings. This is on public sound system now. Secret meetings with Eclampus Vitus, and have them go ahead and do the stone boulder thing, put it right where Sheila was standing, and have a little plaque that's not official, not our plaque, but an Eclampus Vitus plaque, nice one, that says this is the Heroic Honda Bridge. So we get both ends. But I do not think that it is appropriate for us to go down there and put one of our own plaques and put a finger in the eye of Caltrans and violate process and protocol and all that, just to have our way. But I do think the Eclampus Vitus, and I know them well, are is a possible solution.
You mentioned a contact at our last meeting. You just reminded me of that.
My contacts are the same as your contact.
No, you had somebody who was in Evitus. Clampus.
Since this is a secret meeting, I would probably not want.
Okay, you don't have to reveal. Yes. Any other thoughts down on the left wing?
It's not an ideal situation, I don't think. I appreciate Randy's passion about wanting it by the bridge. That seems very obvious to me, but I think we need to be kind of prudent here about the situation. Think about the money, and I also appreciate Sheila's argument for kind of drawing people over towards the bridge. I've been there, and I can see that it would go that way. People see the signs. The last sign is the one about the bridge. There's the plaque. You walk back to your car. Maybe you go to the bridge. So I think we need to go with Karen's motion.
I'll just add that one thing we haven't thought about is working with Caltrans for a separate little sign, somewhere along that route, or up, with the arrow, There must be something that would be appropriate and not too, everything is costly, but I don't know. It just came to me that might be something we would consider in addition to help guide people down to the bridge. So, well, we've had a full discussion and we've had a motion and a second. Let's have a vote starting at,
Repeat the motion, please.
sorry?
Repeat the motion, please.
We put the plaque on a big boulder.
Do we need to add the motion to go put the plaque on the boulder, authorize chair or vice chair to contact Caltrans? Or is that needed? Just be a given.
I don't know the answer to that, but it certainly seems appropriate to me.
Amend the motion. We recommend that the plaque go on the big boulder and we authorize the chair to investigate that with Caltrans.
Second.
Okay, so start at our usual end.
Aye.
Aye.
I
Nope.
And I vote aye. I think we have a majority. The ayes have it. With the acknowledgement that we wish we could move it. We wish we could have it closer, and we may look into adding a sign somewhere along the way that might meet the same purpose.
Yes, the motion carries. Karen Steinwalk's motioned and Sheila Snow seconded. And we had a vote of 5-2 with Howard Wittosh and Randy Malcolm against the vote.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, thank you very much. We'll go forward. Here we are on number 9, which is discussion and approval of the HLAC website improvement. And John Villarano has worked tirelessly in the last couple months on inputting the information from our existing website into a very different kind of a map presentation, which he's talked about before. And he's made a lot of progress on it, and there are some things we need to discuss about it. My understanding is Mr. Villarino is available, but his comments need to be limited in some way. Counselor how can we handle this the right way? Uh,
I could do the
Go ahead.
overview since I was on the conference call, and then he could do public comment and clarify anything.
We recommend against not making public comment. Um, It's, he didn't meet the clarification or the requirements to participate under the just cause exception to the Brown Act, so
So
it'd be better to have someone else do the presentation.
he do the presentation?
No,
Okay, so allow me to do it and then he can chime in or whatever. Or is you saying no,
I don't think he should participate in the discussion.
should not?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, we will
May
pursue.
I ask a question of council? If we follow Brown Act for remote participation on this commission, is that permissible?
If we know ahead of time and we've agendized it for that, so that members of the public could attend there, it's accessible and the agenda had been posted in advance, then that would work, but not under these circumstances.
Because when I was on the Commission for Women, same issue came up, and I know all the rules, posting and that it would allow commissioners that can't be here in person to actually vote, et cetera, correct?
Right, if we have advance notice and can meet those requirements.
Well, I think that question is settled for us. John, thank you for listening in, and we're sorry you can't participate. And we'll leave a slot for you at our next meeting. And in the meanwhile, we'll continue on and thank you, Mr. Kaufman Gray, for reminding me that you were prepared to and are prepared to talk about this.
No, I wasn't. I did not know John was Commissioner Udall's going to be here today. But I was on, the subcommittee for the MAP website met this last week. I believe, was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. And it was Commissioner Snow, Commissioner Nye, Commissioner Villarano, and myself, the four of us, had a Zoom meeting and was very detailed ahead of time. So he did a great agenda for us. And so it's really an update of the map that we've been talking about for the last few months. There's some things, he's almost really finished. He's almost every landmark has information. There's just some photos and things that need to be clarified for certain ones. He's at the point that, as I understand it, he's ready to give it over to the county to have it uploaded. And we also discussed that, you know, the sooner the better, because we are now in February. Our budget ends at the end of June. And if you remember in earlier discussions, the county is going to do this when they have time. So we want to give them the information, so hopefully they will have time between now and the end of June to do this, so that we can have this build all within our fiscal year this year, since we do have the money this year. So what we went through on the conference call, there was a few things. As you know, when the city of Goleta was formed, there was 5 landmarks and 2 places of merit that are within the boundaries of the city of Goleta. Now, the county of Santa Barbara, and those are the Stowe House, these are landmarks, the Stowe House, the Sexton House, the Goleta Depot, the Barnesdale Rio Grande Gasoline Station, which we talked about today, and the Shroud Produce Company Packing House. And places of merit in the city of Goleta are the Bishop Ranch and the Daniel Hill Adobe. So when he was working on the map for all the county landmarks, we were planning to put all the county landmarks on the map, even if they're within the boundary of the city of Goleta. If you click on any of these landmarks now, there's just a single sentence that will say, no longer in our jurisdiction. Can you do like the Stowe House or glasses on so I can read? So description, no descriptions present, but under, lies within the landmark of the city of Goleta. So the question we had during our little call was, can we have permission to at least put a description of what the landmark is and then refer it like it is here now to the city of Goleta? So that way someone doesn't have to close out, log into the city of Goleta website or however they have it, and then find out about it. So I talked to County Council, Ms. Ryerson, about that. And I want to get a clarification because you sent a nice email on, was it Friday, I think? But it sounded like we could do it, but with the same description. I mean, as far as refer that this is not our purview, it's not a County of Santa Barbara landmark anymore, it's the city of Goleta, but we could still be allowed to have a very brief what it is and still have it on our map.
Right, I don't see any legal prohibition on doing that.
So that's what we plan to do. But we wanted to make sure we get clarification from County Council before we move ahead for that. The trails, certain trails, we know exact location, and others, we're not even sure if, yeah, they're still there. Yeah, go ahead, Commissioner Snow. And talk.
I did find there were two trails that were giving us problems. One was the Rincon Trail and the other was the Fremont Trail. And I found a source that told me that had actually been on both of those trails. She did not feel that the Rincon Trail may not be there in existence anymore because 20 years ago, a woman who lived there used to set dogs on people who tried to walk it. And in the meantime, Rincon Point has really been developed. So I have to get down there and see if I can find it, because she said that this woman may have died and her kids now have the property. I mean, that's what we're looking at. The other one is the Fremont Trail actually is why it's called the Fremont Trail. And back to Neil Graffey, he has a talk that he talks about that's where they think Fremont came down the pass, but it's all up in Painted Cave. There is still a trail there, but it's used mainly by the people up in Painted Cave. And that's another thing. I have to get up and try to actually figure out where it starts and where it goes. It's not on the regular trail maps. John used various sources to describe where the trail was that he could find online, but these would have to be discovered. That's.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll go. Well, I know that where somewhere on the map that John has been preparing, there dotted lines where the trails, and it's not exactly a legal or exact location, but it's an indication. Can you bring up the trails or can you? I know there is a screen that shows the dotted lines. Oh,
Yeah, you have to click on the button.
there they are, I think. Well, the screen has them, this particular screenshot.
So you can see how Jonathan is working. There's a legend on the left, and it's divided between historic landmarks, places of merit, historic trails. So if someone wants to see historic landmarks, they can click on that, and then the historic landmarks are a certain color versus the places of merit, and they're all in their particular locations. And then, of course, when you click on that little button, it will say which one you're looking at. And see how it highlighted when he did that? So John has been working tirelessly on this. And like I say, he's almost finished with all the descriptions. There's just a list of about 6 or 7 that we need to look at. They need a better description that's shorter. So the idea is when you do this pop-up, you want the description to be very short. And Chair and I volunteered to do a template for the ones that were lacking that are short. And then we're going to divide up between the committee members and the commission to plug in what those descriptions will be. So they'll be all the same template, so it will be easy for people to understand. But if you look, every time you click on one of these, he has all the information in there already. And I believe if okay, these are the tricks. If you go to a landmark, it will be just like on our website. Pick any one for landmark, Jonathan. And it will have, just like we showed last time at the meeting, it has the description. But we just want to make sure that some of these descriptions are shorter. Because if you can scroll down, there's also a link to the actual documents. You can pull it up. So like I say, he's got all this on there already. So we're really just not that far away from giving it to county to get this up and moving. But I've been thinking right now, since we talked about that list that we have now on the website, do you want to maybe discuss, should we keep that on the website in addition to the map?
It sounds like the
there.
consensus is yes.
Yeah, I would think maybe a link for the map, or the map will, I'm not quite sure how he's going to do it, but I think the map will come up automatically. But then maybe have a page that have those
Sure.
lists that people can refer
Right.
to in more detail. What they can see a list of all of these.
Yeah, I think that would
I would
be
like
like
to ask
a-
John that question right now, but since we can't participate, but I think that would be the logical thing for us to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Just continue what we're doing here, and like I say, we've already approved for him to get it to county to get working on this. And so this is really just a very, very unexpected update by my, and I'm sure I'm missing things.
Oh, you did it.
But I think, like I say, it's it's just amazing work that's been done on this, and we're going to look like other counties.
Also, I will chime in that John pointed up that we need improved photos for some of these apparently don't have photos, or their photos are really old, black and white. So that's another thing we need to work on. And I guess the biggest question, the hardest one, is another one of those issues that you have in life, is that we have a budget. We know that we can give this to the county to input as per our requirements, but that's going to cost some money, and the product that we're to give the county isn't finished yet. So we can hand it over now or soon, unfinished, and they can work away at it. But that would require us to keep feeding additional information to fill the gaps. And so there's some question as to whether that could be more costly than waiting. Might be better to wait to give it to the county until we have more information. But we also know that if we don't spend that money that's available this year, we'll essentially lose it. So that's kind of a question for us to mull over here. And with John unable to comment with his technical expertise. Uh, Hopefully we can do that later. Yes, Mr. Carpenter.
Well, today we pretty much decided that we can go ahead and put the information for the Goleta jurisdiction. So that's something he now knows that he can do, which he could work with Jonathan for that information. And he also, we already had sent to Jonathan this list that we had at our conference call that says the need of photos. And so Jonathan, I believe, is planning to work on that. And we know that will be a cost because Jonathan does charges for his work, but we do have the money. So the sooner Jonathan can do this, get it to John, then we can get it to the county. So I think the first step is for Jonathan to hopefully have some time to work on this, charge us because that's what you do. Yeah, and then, you know, and if you can't find this stuff, you can let John or the commission, the committee know, and then we can try to go out and take new pictures or what needs to be done. But I'm thinking we're at the point now that I think the first step is get Jonathan to do the work he's planning to do. And we now have added the Goleta jurisdiction to find that information because you have all the records. Once that's done, John can put it on. And then if there's photos and stuff, that can be added later. But I think once this major stuff is done, we should get it to the county. That's my opinion. And get started on this as much as possible. And we can always add photos and stuff into next fiscal year. I'm just afraid that time-wise, we don't know how busy they are from now until the end of June, that we should give them as many months as possible. Otherwise, it won't get billed.
Well said. Who else would like to comment? Would Mr. Witosh? Your fingers are moving.
Not much to add other than there's the work that's been done is extraordinary and it's excellent. It would be good if John could finish the work of content, meaning the photos, get the narratives, load them in there and so forth, and leave the matter of linking and electronics and so forth the county technician. John could coordinate with but I would rather not have the work as it is go to the county and have the county try to finish it up while we are still in it. I think.
Okay. Any other thoughts? Well, I think we have our, oh, yes, Mr. Knight.
Just want to commend Commissioner Villarino. It's amazing. It looks so professional and it's just well done, John. I know you're listening.
I couldn't agree more, and thank you for catching John's attention to consider coming onto our commission. We really appreciate that. Well, do we need anything official? We've got.
Need a motion?
I
to
think
how to
I
handle it,
think
or just continue?
we have had our. Oh, okay. All right. Well, John, if you have other questions that anybody can answer, you know how to find us. And we, again, thank you for this stupendous bit of work on your part. All right, moving along to the last item, number 10. I drafted this letter on the in response to the Rincon Consultants Montecito Water District project that's come to us for any comments as to any potential historic resources that might be impacted by this project. And I asked Sheila to look into this with specifically, and both of us, a light bulb went on immediately that would there be a potential impact on any trails, particularly the ones that are landmark? So you reported in last time, but since we're here, you want to repeat the results of your research?
I had it from the, from the historic trails, but also the Montecito trails, and there are no trails in that area. There may be some on the, what is, in the Rancho San Carlos, because it's above that and it may be within their property, but it is not in our purview. And we have no knowledge of any historic trail that might be in that area.
All right. Thank you. Howard, you had a couple thoughts on this letter.
Well, my question was,
Mhm.
so, question then, second question, as a result of installation, disturbance. Is that covered? Is it covered?
It is.
And so
Yes, it is. And they have a monitor in case they discover anything. I mean, it's a well thought out project.
then that,
Yeah.
those two matters this letter. True.
Well, I addressed them actually in more general terms in the final paragraph, uh, saying that this was based on what we know now, and if there are changes to the project description or the discovery of new archaeological or historical information.
It's a very good letter.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Okay.
You learn to type it for the bureaucrats after a while. I changed the first sentence, which is just a word change to clarify a little bit because it was kind of awkward. But if nobody else has any issues or suggestions, I guess I need a motion for this because this is an official action.
I'll move that the letter that has been drafted by our chair, Ronald Nye, be sent to the architectural historian of the Rincon Consultants about the Bella Vista Highline Repair Project in the Montecito foothills.
I
We,
have one question. Can
okay, question.
Jonathan, can you scroll to the bottom? We're after sincerely. I think it should say Santa Barbara County Historic Landmark.
All right.
Under Chair Nye's name, it should have the name Santa Barbara County Historic Landmarks Advisory. Not just county.
It will be on a letterhead, county letterhead, so, but that's fine.
Just to be official.
Let's be official. Okay, I guess we're doing a roll call.
Aye.
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 Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.